Today, we're taking a look at the brand new 2025 from Daiwa. This is the Prorex MQ LT. So this was brand new, just released this year in 2025, and it feels and looks really good, to be totally honest. It's very unique. Daiwa says some interesting things on their website about this reel. So in this video, we're going to take you through everything you need to know about it. We're going to go through all of the features and technology that Daiwa's packed into this reel. We're going to go through the specs and see how it stands from there. And we're going to get this thing in the hand and see how it feels. So stay tuned. So before we get into any of that, guys, please take a second and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It is a gigantic help for us. And a lot of you guys are not subscribed. Like 80 to 90% of you guys are not subscribed. So please do it. It takes you 2 seconds. And if you like our content, and make sure that you see more. All right, with that out of the way, let's get right into this reel. So this reel's in the MQ LT series of reels from Daiwa. What does that mean? MQ is their monocoque body, so we'll get in the details of the body here in 1 second, but one-piece body, super strong. And then LT stands for light tough. So the idea here is an extremely strong reel that's very, very lightweight as well. So let's come back to the body here. So this is their Zion V, Zion 5 material with their monocoque design. So you're not gonna see really fasteners on this thing. There's a little screw right there that just keeps that back cap anchored in here, but there's no big side plate here. And you'll notice, on that collar around the handle mechanism right there, there's no screws on there. So the idea here is that you've got less places for water to get into the reel. Anywhere you can eliminate that. If you've got screws and, side plate, whatever, they've got seals on them, it's still water resistant. But if you eliminate that, there's just no opportunity for one of those seals to fail. So you're gonna get a very watertight body that's very strong. And also this monocoque design allows them to fit a much larger main gear in there as well. Real quick, guys, there's a link right there if you wanna pick one of these up to tailwatershop.com. We give 10% back in store credit on every single purchase every day. And it's above our $100 free shipping threshold. So you can get it right to your door and get some free money out of it to use on other fishing stuff. All right, back to the video. Then the rotor on this body is their air drive rotor. So this thing is 16% lighter than the previous ones, and it looks really great. There's really hard edges on it. It looks almost like an aircraft part. I've said that before. I don't know if wind resistance is a thing with rotors like this. I mean, I don't know, but I'm sure it's super streamlined going through the air, super aerodynamic, but it looks great, and it's significantly lighter than their previous rotors. And then made it onto that rotor, you've got their air drive bail as well. So it's smaller diameter. It's nice and hollow. It looks like a heavier gauge wire, but that thing is hollow. So it's very, very, very lightweight. 33% lighter, by the way, in the 2500 size versus their previous bail that they were using. They've also said they've changed the angle of the bail wire a little bit. So some of the other reels like Shimano's, the bail wires are kind of sloped up that way. This thing's almost exactly like, straight across. It's got a little bit of a flare upwards, but it's very, very flat and very level. So they're saying that helps just with line management overall, make sure a line can get into the roller. And obviously we've got a one-piece bail as well. So there's no, collar right there for line to hit up on. So should just allow line to, wherever it's making contact with the bail, just to work its way right into the roller bearing with no issues. And continuing on with the technologies with the air thing going on, lightweight, we've got an air spool as well. So it's a super lightweight aluminum spool. You can see the really nice relief cuts in it. We'll get to the look in the hand a little bit later, but it's just super streamlined. It looks really, really great. They're also saying it's got a new spool skirt design to further reduce weight and improve oscillation. So we'll see how that goes, but I think they're just talking about the shape and the taper of the spool. But yeah, it looks great and helps keep it super light. Then the drag of this reel is their ATD drag you've seen in plenty of their other reels. So it's got a different unique grease in it that changes viscosity. So it's very low, very thin viscosity at rest. then becomes more viscous immediately after the drag starts up. This thing is super smooth, and it's got some good capacity. And what that does for you really is that really helps start up inertia. This is not a crazy popular term in the spin fishing world. It should be, and it's gaining conversation and people talking about it with technologies of drags coming out. But startup inertia, if you don't know already, is basically the amount of pressure it takes to initiate a movement. So in drags, it's right when a fish starts pulling drag. A lot of drag systems, they're gonna put out a little bit more pressure on that immediate initial run. And then once the fish is running, it'll go down to, you know, whatever setting you've got it on, but you're gonna have a little bit more stick in the beginning. So that grease really just helps make sure that it's not over pressing when the fish takes. So just less startup inertia to make sure you're not putting extra heat right at the beginning of a run. Really helps protect your line and your leader setup as well. And the gearing inside that monocoque body that we mentioned is their tough DigiGear. So you got a larger, thicker gear with bigger teeth on it. So you're just getting a super nice, tough gear in this thing. And it's really smooth. We'll get into the full feel of the reel in a second, but nice, strong gear that's super smooth. So there's the main features and technology of this thing. Now let's get into the specs. So this reel comes in 2000 through 4000. So it's 2K, 2500, 3000, and 4000. The one I've got in my hand for the video happens to be a 3K, as you can see there. So all the specs I'm gonna mention are gonna be for this 3K size. So this thing has 7 bearings in total. Has a gear ratio that's a little slower. It's 5.2 to 1. Retrieves 30.6 inches of line per crank. It weighs only 6.9 ounces. It holds 250 yards of 15-pound braid. Has 22 pounds of drag. And this thing's priced at $219. So now let's get this thing in the hand and see how it feels. All right, let's talk about this color combo here for a minute. It's very unique. You don't see a lot of reels in this color realm on the market, but body is kind of this gray blue color with a little bit of metal flake going on in it. It's not sparkly really, but it's definitely got some metal flake in there. It's a good looking color. And then we've got some pinkish purple accents on it. And it's kind of cool. It's different, very different, but I like it. Got some kind of gunmetal, dark chrome, shiny stuff on the back there, as well as on the rotor. But this thing looks great. A little more purple there on the spool. One thing I noticed too, right on the side of the spool, got like a eye. It's kind of cool. And then in there, seek your monster through the rotor. So, well, it's kind of different, kind of cool. But yeah, very lightweight in the hand. The cranking power feels very smooth, or the cranking action rather, very smooth. I like the handle on it. It's this flat T-shape style you see on a lot of reels of this size in the market. Shimano likes these as well, and they're just very comfortable in my opinion. It's subjective, but it's got a rubberized coating on it, but very comfortable. It's got a slightly different contour than the Shimano's. It looks very similar, but it just feels different. But yeah, I like the handle a lot. The reeling action's very smooth. Startup inertia is extremely minimal, thanks to that real lightweight rotor and bail. You can see that handle's kind of wanting to fall on its own. Spin that rotor, doesn't take much. Yeah, nice and smooth, nice and light. Let's hear the drag. Nice sounding drag. Very normal, not super loud, not super quiet. You're gonna know when it's going. Let's feel the bail action. Bail feels good. It's got some good assist, but there's almost no like backlash on me. You can see when that closes, the reel barely moves in my hand. So great feeling bail, clicks back nice. Yeah, it looks great and feels great. So I kind of hinted in the beginning that Daiwa says some odd things or just unique things about this reel. And here's what the website says about it. They kind of have a focus on cold water and cold environments, which is super unique. But here's what Daiwa says. Specifically designed for cold water fishing, this reel's lower gear ratio minimizes resistance in frigid environments, ensuring consistent performance even in the most challenging conditions. Whether you're targeting trophy fish on frozen lakes or navigating icy rivers, the Prorex MQ LT is the ultimate tool for anglers who demand the best. I've never seen marketing that specific to an environment like that in a pretty normal spinning reel. So I don't know exactly what's in here that makes it, made for cold environments. The lower gear ratio, they're real manufacturers with all the technology and R&D money to do that. I'm not, but gear ratio maybe is one of them. But I think it's a good reel for a lot of applications. Being super light like this in our saltwater environments makes me think of throwing artificials, right? If you're someone that mainly throws artificials, you fish long days, you're gonna get a lot of value out of a very lightweight reel like this. It's in your hands for 8, 9, 10 hours a day. You're really gonna get value out of something that's much lighter, less fatigue on your hands, on your wrists, on your arms, if you're just casting nonstop all day. So I think it's a great reel inshore for artificial like sight fishing applications, a lot like I do. Probably not the best reel for heavier applications if you're throwing, heavy bait, cut bait a lot, or just fishing for larger species. I like metal bodies and a little more rigid reels for that, but for some finesse applications in the inshore world or whatever world you're in, I think it's a great reel. Let me know what you think about it. The look is definitely unique. I want to hear from you down below. Do you own one of these things? I want to hear if you own one and what you do with it. That's it, guys. That's the Prorex MQ LT. We appreciate you watching. We'll catch you in the next video.